Well, here's the deal. I reviewed 2 videos, and this is what I decided to do. First and foremost, before I put all my clips together, I want to thank everyone. I think I do it in the next video. Thank everyone for their well wishes, their prayers. Yeah, all that helped. Makes me feel good. And for all my family and friends. And now I go on to explain about the video. I started out doing a video about Humana. And I finished it. But then I couldn't remember if I told y'all certain things that I thought y'all need to know now, such as I don't have to go back for a year. I'll explain more of that in the video. I'm happy. Happy. And I just started a rambling chit chat, and I thought, y'all might need a little laughter. Might be a little knowledge for you. Might just show you how crazy I am when I'm not sitting at the kitchen table showing a haul. And after I got done with the video, I went in there and did a little bitty clip for another haul that should have been done days ago. So there'll be a couple of hauls coming up, but I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. It's just a bunch of rambling. May help you some. I don't know. Tomorrow night, stay tuned for a more comprehensive talk about Humana, Humana Go Plus, some of the benefits, how I find out what I'm eligible for. I'm not affiliated with Humana, but I'm 100% happy with Humana. So I don't mind talking about them because this is the only insurance I know. But based on my experience, it's got my vote. So on with tonight's rambling chit chat. And stay tuned tomorrow night. I'm going to try to get it ready while this is uploading. I talk more about Humana and benefits that Humana has. I'm in the same outfit you see me in my last Humana video because I thought I better tell this story real quick because Angie will forget. Yeah. Y'all see me already like lose the cards or misplace them, couldn't see them in the last Humana video. Well, the morning we were going to get my test done, we had to leave at 5:30. So I went ahead and fed all the cats, Lexi, let her out. And my chickens out here in the yard, I went and made sure they had water and food. The night before, I had to quit drinking coffee at midnight. I know some of y'all seen that. What you didn't see is I fixed 2 to-go cups with my sweetener and my creamer. 2 to-go cups. I knew they'd be lukewarm, maybe even cool. I drink cold coffee, so it didn't matter. And I was going to take 2 cups with me because I was going to be ready after the test. Well, come in here and only had 1 cup. Could not find the 2nd cup. That was number 1. Number 2, I can't even remember what to tell you. There was 2 things. After I got home, I found the 2nd cup when I had cleared off like my empty cup from the night before and stuff. I had put one of the full cups in the sink. 1 cup was plenty though till I got home. We didn't do any, well, 1 drive-through stop to get some medicine. But what was funny was, after I got back to the room, she asked me if I'd like a drink, or asked me if I liked something. I said coffee. She said, ma'am, I don't have any coffee, but I've got, and I can remember this, Coke, Sprite, and water. And I chose a Coke. She said, but your husband can go get you a coffee and bring it to you, and there wasn't no need him doing that. Well, she came back with my Coke and a pack of crackers. And so I had munched on the crackers. Well, in the meantime, somebody next door to me, on the other side of the curtain, I heard a turkey sandwich with lettuce and tomato. I heard barbecue chips. I said, that sounds good. She said, would you like one? I said, yes. And I thought they didn't offer that to me. But it was so funny because I was so alert at that moment. And it tasted so good when she brought it. And I cracked up. It actually had applesauce with it, mayonnaise. I don't even think I put the mayonnaise on the sandwich. I think I fell asleep in between because they had, sedated me. I hadn't even talked about that part yet. But anyway, I can't remember everything that happened that morning, but I can tell you it was full of laughter and Kenny shaking his head. Even in the pre-op, when they was getting me ready and moving me to the falling table, and I forget what all I said now, short-term memory, maybe from sedation too, but I had I guess they were nurses, one on each side, male and female. I had them cracking up. But yeah, it was funny. My first nurse, the one that put the IV in, because that's what I dreaded the most. This may wind up being its own video. Maybe its own video after my Humana video. But anyway, I always see it as a sign for some reason, and Michelle does too, and I'm not sure about Kenny because, you know, he doesn't really talk about things like that, but our youngest daughter, she passed in 2011, and her name was Rachel. Her name is and was and is, because she still is. Her name was Rachel, and she was a waitress. That was her favorite job, waitressing. You won't believe the waitresses that we've had over the years named Rachel. And I feel like she's communicating. I've been other places, doctor offices at certain times. Just different things. Well, yesterday, the very first nurse I had, I noticed her name was Rachel. And like I said, nobody at UT Medical Center in Knoxville, even though I do videos, so she'll never probably know I'm talking about her. But she was one of the sweetest nurses ever. And I told her, I said, the one thing I remember about my last test, I need to take my bracelet off now. It's been at least 48 hours. Not that I couldn't have took it off before. I told Kenny I use it as a reminder, but she was so easy on me. You can't hardly tell where the IV was even at. I told her, I said, the last test, and it was my fault for not mentioning it because I didn't want to be restuck, but it felt like it pulled the whole time I was there. It was, yeah. And so I told her that, and yeah, it stung going in, but I didn't have any issues with it. I think that was one of the funny things, talking about something about my IV in the pre-op when they was going to take blood and stuff, I think that's what it was. A cerebral, I can say it. I couldn't say it last video. Cerebral brain angiogram. Oh, didn't have to say brain. Cerebral angiogram. I'm looking out the window while I talk to you. It's like any other, you know, it's not really a surgery, it's a test, and I think I might have misspoke, says surgery previously, but it's a test. And it's like a heart angiogram where they go up through the groin. So you have to fast from midnight on, no drinks, no food, no nothing. When I get there, and they get me signed in and get me in a bed. That's when they do the IV, and I forget what else I have to do beforehand. Then another, I guess, nurse comes in. I don't remember if it's the one that took me down or not. Any questions, or did I want her to explain the procedure? And I said, no. And was going to tell me the risk, the 1% risk. I said, no. Do I want to be ignorant? But I already knew it. I didn't need to hear it again. That's what made, even though I'm not fearful, I do get edgy. So I didn't want to hear it again. Anyway, they take me down, and they had to get me. Well, the first nurse got me my footies. Can't show them to you because I took them off. But she got me my footies. And then had me a heated blanket when I came back with my gown on. I already had a heated blanket on the bed. So in the pre-op, they give you heated blankets because it is cold down there. And she told me why. It wasn't because of germs. It was because of equipment maybe overheating. I didn't know that. So I forget what this nurse and that nurse, I forget what all the interactions, because see, that's about the time they were coming in, taking my blood. Then I heard something about sedation. I was ready for sedation. I didn't want to know nothing else. But I also heard something about I might feel pressure in the groin area. But I was out, I guess. Woke up to them saying, inhale deeply, exhale deeply. And then they, I can remember doing it too. And then they said, next time when you inhale deeply, hold it till we tell you. Or something like that. Not exactly. So I did that. And I don't remember much about the IV coming out. I don't remember much about that coming out. I think that was all under the anesthesia. But by the time I finally got back to the room, Kenny couldn't believe how hyper I was. Because I woke up at some point and I talked all the way down the hallway and into the room. So, and then the food deal. But I dozed in between. And then we came home. And I couldn't sleep. I just chilled. But Dr. Andrew Farrell, yeah, at UT Medical Center in Knoxville, Tennessee, is an intravenous radiologist, I think is how they say it. And he had just come to Knoxville when I had my aneurysm. I don't know how long he had been here, but they said if he hadn't been here, they would have had to air flight me out because it was a different hospital that I had went to. So I did tell one nurse, I said, I'm in capable hands. He's got 10 more years experience. I remember the second thing. I wanted to talk to my doctor. Last time, a nurse came in to save us time because maybe he had, appointment after appointment. I wanted to talk to him before I left. I didn't tell them on the other video what my test results was, did I? Did I tell them? This video might have to come first. I'm just leaving it as it is. I'm sitting here. Kenny won't let me do a whole lot. He let me kind of feed everybody around here. I did fix some French toast this morning. Got my big cup of coffee. So I can talk a few more minutes. He can't go get the boy from his Valentine dance. Not yet. I got a cat watching. Anyway, so I wanted Dr. Farrell to explain to me about my test, not a nurse or not his whoever. So when he came in, I had to stare for a second because he had a beard and a mustache and stuff, and I've always, I think, seen him clean shaven. And I didn't see him last year And I think I didn't see him for the 2 years before because I didn't have to go. So about 4-year difference. And there was, yeah, that he explained to me that my large aneurysm was very irregular, the one that made your rupture. Was very irregular. I had stents and coils put in. And he said that there was really no change from last year, but there is just a small segment that a little blood wants to get in. But he said the benefits of surgery and the risk are too great for something that's not endangering me now. Now, if it starts changing, I might have to go surgery. But for now, he said I was good to go. So, he just, because the coils can compact, something can happen to the stents sometimes. And that might have been a little bit of why the leakage, I don't know. But I have faith in them. So, I go back in a year. He said, we won't put it off longer than that. We'll check it in a year. As bad as I hate to have another one done, I'll do it. So, how did I start this video and how am I going to end it? Oh, I came back on here to tell you about having laughter at the hospital. And I was going to attach it to something else, another haul. But just consider this a chit chat. Stay tuned for the next video, the one you haven't seen yet. The past video you'll see in the future. Somebody else on TV was saying something similar to that the other day, and I cracked up. I thought, they have a microphone in my house? But yeah, and I'm going to catch up. I think I've really earned a little law and order today. I caught up with Bobblehead and his chickens and his cold weather. He's a big inspiration. He got Parkinson's in his 30s. And he it's called Groovy Egg Farms now, at Groovy Egg Farms. And I really need to link them because I showed a few clips of his in one of my videos. But he's an inspiration because he has Parkinson's and he's younger than I am. And he's out there doing the best he can with what he's been dealt. And met him a couple of times. Omi's met him once. And she really liked him. He looked over her too. I think it was in Oklahoma. That's when she couldn't hardly walk. So they had good visit and stuff. But I watched him today and I felt bad for him because he's got all these chickens and it was ice cold. And I know what it feels like to get in the ice cold weather. And he's got Parkinson's, so I worried about him falling. But yeah, when you think about what you're going through, there's always, like I've said before, somebody that's got it so much worse. And like I said, I don't ask why. I'm just grateful to be here. So if I've missed anything in this video, which I probably have, and I missed anything in tomorrow night's video that's about Humana. So what I'll have to do is go back and say at the beginning, tomorrow night's video, that I'm postponing the Humana video till tomorrow night. I might have to do that. This is me when I'm not sitting doing a haul. If I'm sitting doing a haul, I can stay fairly focused. If I'm just chatting, it's always going to be rambling. While I'm watching my doggy, watching the cat, the wind, the time, and drinking my coffee. Yeah, drinking my coffee. So I didn't get coffee in the hospital, but I got a turkey sandwich, barbecue chips, and applesauce. It pays to listen out, don't it? I hope you enjoyed this somewhat chaotic video. I'll not even know what all's on it till I go back because it's not where I had intended on it going, I'm sure. And then I'll go back and refresh myself on the first one I did for y'all tomorrow night. And I hope it helps a lot of people with Humana. I really do, because I've been satisfied. Kenny's satisfied. Gave Omi some of the things I found out that, you know, our insurance covers, and she was happily surprised and happy for us that it covers like it does. And Janet Barnes, you'll hear her name, last name, in the next video. I don't even know if she knows I do YouTube. I don't even think I wasn't even doing YouTube, I don't think, back when I got him. No. When I got the insurance, I don't even think I was doing YouTube, so she definitely wouldn't know I was doing it. But I barely could even walk. I had no energy, period. It's all I could do to get from here to Shoney's to meet up with her, get home, get back in bed. But, Janet Barnes in Knoxville, Tennessee. Excellent agent. Helped me tremendously. Didn't leave me wrong. Check for your area. If you're soon to be eligible for Medicare, or Medicare needing a supplement, and see what's right for you. And, yeah. I'm going to go watch Law and Order. Until next time. We'll talk soon. I already know what we're talking about tomorrow night. You do too. Well, not you.